Welcome to a very special episode of Cosmic Road where we are joined by Rob from Undercover ET UK. Welcome to the show, Rob.
Hi, Jack. Thank you, everyone, for having me. It's been a pleasure to come on and speak to you. It's been brilliant so far.
And I'm really excited to talk to you. Not only do you have a brilliant UFO channel, Undercover ET UK, obviously, but you actually go on site. You actually went out recently to a crop circle and you camped out, and you were able to get UFOs and other phenomena on camera. So I can't wait to hear about your experiences and to see your videos and your pictures. So thank you very much for coming on the show. How long have you been in the UFO game?
To be honest with you, Jack, I'm living I'm living the my experiences right now. So this all started for me last year, early beginning of last year. My family had their own personal experience, and it wasn't from like an ET or anything like that. It was more of a near-death experience and prediction kind of thing. Um, I'll tell you whatever. I wasn't planning to do this, but my father passed away last year. He had a heart attack, and 5 hours before he did, and he's in Wiltshire as well. Like he was in Wiltshire living with my mum. And 5 hours before that happened, my auntie in Philadelphia calls my mum up and says, "What's happened to my dad?" As if something's already happened. And I didn't know this until after the funeral, but my mum said, "Look, your auntie called me and said that something was going to happen to your dad. In fact, she was adamant something already had." And then 5 hours later, he had a heart attack, and of course, I'd already been watching your channel, Jack, for years, other channels as well, Robert Custodian File, Jeff Mara. So I knew where to go and start researching. And I'd already seen a UFO back when I was like 9 years old. So I started questioning, what was going on. And very early on, with the help of Robert Shipe, Dr. Shipe, from Custodian File,
Of course.
I started using, all the tips he gave me and a bit more. And then I started realizing that these things were flying from not only up high, but down low as well. Going in and out of the oceans, coming in and out of the ground. And now, as of the last few weeks, going over crop circles, it's all new to me. I'm just literally taking it week by week. When things happen, I did kind of promise to the audience that I would be more active as soon as I could, like get me on the road and I'll do stuff. Robert's just bought me a car. So
Hey, nice.
yeah, he's literally just
Sweet.
going, "You know what, Robert? Here's a car." And I've just been out. I've done 4 overnight stays at this one crop circle. I've seen three others. I'm going to Wales in 2 weeks' time. I really want to tell you about that because I've got one video that's a game changer for everyone. And if anyone seriously analysed it, it would just be disclosure on a plate, And I'm going there in 2 weeks' time. So hopefully I capture something else. But yeah.
All right, yeah, teaser guys. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
looking
whenever
forward to
you
that.
want that video, Jack, it's
Oh,
yours.
well, what do you think about the idea that some of the objects that you're capturing may not be UFOs in the classical sense, but maybe like sublanimals or whatever I think that was Christopher Noel's word
Yeah.
for it, of these anomalous beings or animals or whatever they are. The phenomenon representing itself as some form of bug or bird or other animal that's just not quite right. What do you think about that?
I think it's I think we live in a strange times. We live in strange times, and I think everything is on the table. And I think there's a mixed bag. I mean, based on my research and others that do similar stuff, there is a big mixed bag, and that's why there's big mixed reactions and misinterpretations because there's everything, and like you got the birds and the bugs, you got the planes and the helicopters, everything you'd expect to see in the sky, right? Which is a lot. Then you've got the orbs, different colored orbs, the translucent ones. You've got sources, you've got different types of sources. They can change into orbs as well, which doesn't help. And then you've got different size craft, which Robert told the world 8 years ago, like they're reconning everything. Um, and I've since found out that's very true. Even us, like they're reconning me. They're coming. So basically, I go live from this window and I do record them. And I've had the courage to walk over to my tree line in the field beyond. And when I did, they were all over me. Like not just not just the hockey pucks or the Dragon UAP, but there was something else up there following and controlling. And I guess it's definitive because it comes with another white orb comes in with it, and there's three things interacting at the same time. And it's kind of like I see that stuff all over the world, and it I can say with 110% certainty that we are not alone, but that's not necessarily a new thing. That's something I think that's just been the case for a long, long time. I think you know that deep down, but um,
Well,
I'm
it's
just new
something that
to
a
this.
lot of us are wakening up to.
I, I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys. Woke up to it and had my family had their moment, and I just decided to dive in. Because well, why not? Why not try and find out what's going on? So, yeah, I'm all about the truth, really. And like I said, there's too much evidence now, I think, all over the world, especially over the States. Some of the most compelling stuff that I've had has come in from the States, but it's helped us look. The UK are so far behind in terms of awareness, the ability to do anything about it. Maybe we're just in too deep and people can't talk here. I don't know what it is, but I'm not afraid of that based on my experiences. It's I think we should just wake more people up, and we'll probably get more people with courage to stand up. That's
I'm
yeah,
in, brother. Well, I mean,
yeah,
the UK has a long-standing tradition of the unusual. I mean, going back as far as we can tell, little people and fairies and
hmm
so on. And it's hard to say how much of that is actually part of the overall phenomenon. And I suspect that a lot of it is.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
uh,
the story is that the royals did ask the military a long way back to look into this, and they was told then that there was nothing to see. And if the royals was then to stand against the military on this, it would be quite embarrassing for the nation, and therefore they didn't do it. And the military just kept power, I guess. That's the story. And when you realize something does exist, a lot. I mean, we're not just talking a few hard questions. There's going to be a lot of real deep hard questions that I don't think even the beings themselves, if they were to arrive tomorrow, they would have to answer some hard questions. And I think that's where the dogma and everything that we hold as a world needs to be put to one side. Uh, Start on a level playing field. I think that's what needs to happen, and I think everyone's scared of what could be and what could be known. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it, Jack. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
no,
it
no. I
feels
mean,
like
disclosure, it could go one way, it could go another way. We just don't know. But I'm encouraged that the phenomenon hasn't been overtly hostile, in that they haven't been overt at all. And I take that as an encouraging sign that they are not affecting our culture and our evolution as a species. They respect our own evolution and our own process. So I take it as a good sign. Others see it as a clandestine, sneaky sign, and I think there's that element of it too. But overall, it's encouraging. But so you live in a hot spot for crop circles.
yes, it would have. I mean, I always knew that they were over this side of the country, and I've not always lived on the southwest side. I grew up in near Windsor, where the Royals, associated and hang around kind of. I lived in an area away from the fields, essentially near London, for 26 years. But then I moved to the west, and obviously the countryside's lovely wherever you go, right? It's lovely air, less light pollution. But then you start hearing of these crop circles, and obviously since I started the channel, I think I started last summer and got bombarded with loads of evidence straight away, and I had my OS moment, then. But then this year, since the first crop circle like appeared, and I realised it was only 17 miles away from me, I was like, well, I kind of have to. It'd be rude not to, right? And I went in. I took my channel admin Debs with me, and she's like a magnet to these things as well, right? Like it's just like myself. I can go out and chances are they'll come and recon my ass for whatever reason. I don't know. But Debs is the same. And from the first day I met her, she had one tag her shoulders and go right past her head, and I just thought, you know what? Because she's awake, maybe they are just the veil's coming down slightly, because I know she's awake. So I took her with me, and she just got this amazing energy from the circle from the moment she went in. I spoke to the farmer, or both the farmers, both Kate and Julian, who run the whole farm and establishment. And at first, they was really on the fence. I think the story is the two girls were riding the horses up the gallop tracks. They were riding up the hill. They looked left and they saw the crop circle. This is at 7:30 in the morning, right? So they report it into the farmers. Kate then calls the gamekeeper and says, "Did you see anything? What time was you up?" And he drove through about 5 o'clock in the morning. He didn't see no one. Now, you guys can check it out on my channel, but there's no way in or no way out of this place. There's an electric gate, and then once you get past that, which automatically locks at 6 p.m., so you can't get in after that time anyway. But if you could get in, you have to come down a quarter of a mile's worth of track before you get to the field. By which time workers would have seen you, the farmers would have seen you, neighbours would have seen you. I had when I stayed there overnight, I had a visitor come and see me at 9:30, and I got a phone call straight away. Who's that coming through the gate? So it's either that or they walk across 2 miles of field to get to that point in order to do the work. And it would have taken a team of people. They would have had to have been absolutely brilliant uh, to do that at night time and get in and get out. And so anyway, like the point is, they really thought someone had broke in and done this. And I think they reported it initially. And then after 2, 3 days, I think Casper site went down. I was in London the day I found out doing a, a documentary release for the UK disclosure uh, thing that they've got going on. Mark Christopher Lee, I think you've mentioned him a few times. Um, and then yeah, Casper site was down there. He caught what he caught. I don't know if you saw his show on
No,
it,
I
but
missed that.
no. So
Or
he he
if I saw it, I forgot it.
yeah, he caught a couple of sort of translucent, sort of tic tac shaped, but much smaller objects. Just as he was flying the drone over the crop circle, they just flew right past. Very faint but fast. And so I went there with that in mind and kind of thought, well, I'm going to just film right across the crops. I'm going to film everything Debs does, and we're going to see what we come up with. And the hockey pucks, or the Dragon UAP, shall we say, the shots we got were amazing. They were coming from the top of the hill, diving up behind the hill and over and towards us. And I'm pretty sure one went right across the hill, came right over my head and dove straight into the ground. And I got that bit where it dove into the ground because it came close to me. And I got the bit where it shot across the hill, which was 300 yards worth of hill. And they did it in a blink of an eye. And then by the time it got to me, it was the size of my fingernail. But it dove straight into the ground, and it's all there for everyone to see. But so we did the daytime stuff, and a couple of days went by, and I said, we should probably spend the night there. There's army bases all around the area. Like where there's army bases, there's UAP, right? The fact there's a crop circle there, it's really interesting. So we did the night. I brought Nathan with me from another channel, and he bought his infrared camera. We captured quite a few things that zipped through. Nothing. We couldn't make any detail on infrared, right? It was just lit up, flying across really fast. It was quite interesting. So the second night, I thought, screw the infrared. Let's just try night vision camera, regular camera, clear night. Maybe we'll get something different. And my channel admin Debs, she did. She captured, or what she calls an amber sky serpent, which it looked like a sky serpent. It looked like a snake, glowing gold in color, and she caught it twice, and she
And
didn't even realize till the morning.
are you
So
able to share that today?
absolutely, yes.
Okay, all right. I can't wait to see this. I've seen some of it before, but I missed the sky serpent, and yeah. Let's get into some of the visuals. And
Sure, let me
this
show
is
you.
at the is this at the Celtic Knot crop circle? Which crop circle is this?
Yes, this is the Sutton Veny. Celtic knot, the one I've been doing most of
Yeah.
the videos. Let's try and find that one. I'll
Yeah,
just put up a picture.
talked about the Celtic knot several times. Looks like a very good crop circle.
Yeah,
Looks like a genuinely anomalous, probably crop circle. Really interesting symbology, if that's a word. Kind of combining a couple of things and changing a couple of classic, uh, you know, symbols. It's not exactly the Celtic knot, but it's very similar. And it's also closer to the Russian knot, whatever it's called.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, there's a this is a thumbnail, but it's good because it's two pictures, right? It's a dragon UAP. You see that?
yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So um, actually, I spoke to Deb yesterday, and I said the pictures you showed me were they taken from a short video, or were they just taken like as just a normal photo? And she said no, they've come from a video. So I need to check that. There could be more. We've got
Okay.
hours of
So
video.
there
That's the
might be
problem.
video of this, but we don't have the video at the moment. Is that right?
No, I mean I have video of the night. I didn't realize that she'd taken a video and screenshotted this. I thought it was just a single snippet, but I did speak to her yesterday and she said there is video as well. So I need to look
I've
back.
got to see that.
Same here. I mean, there's so many hours of it. I just didn't. When she sent me this, I thought, well, that's amazing, you know. But I just thought she took a photo. Anyway, yeah, there is a video. So I will look into that. But this hockey puck right here, and I've got many of them from the crop circle on video. It's already out there, so you
And
guys can check
the
it
hockey
out.
puck is the image on the right
Yeah,
in the daytime, and that's
yeah.
one of these things that look a little bit like a bug or something.
Yes. Now, Robert Shipe, custodian file, he's adamant, and I'm leaning towards what he's saying now is that these things are more like barbell shape, and although they're quite hard to see when they're just dark, they do emit some kind of like white plasma energy, and when that happens, it's quite clear that there's two like balls either side connected by like a singular, so it kind of looks like a barbell or a dumbbell, right? And I just last night I showed you a few clips of very similar. Again, they all seem very similar, but move really fast. And like you say, they're getting near the aircraft. Yeah. Uh,
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's. And do you have any video for us, or are these all still images?
no, I've got some video, of course. Let's share this one. Okay, so this was taken in Cornwall, so right down the southwest coast of the UK. Um, Good chap Ben, he's been sending in a lot of evidence pretty much since I started. We made him aware of the Dragon UAP, and then he started realizing that he actually had already captured some in video he'd previously taken. So he started filming some more. It goes glitchy at the moment. There has more to do. Let's see if I keep replaying it. You might get a good.
I can hear that weird noise, and
Yeah,
I
they
see an
come
object
past.
moving.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
If you
okay,
try if you try and concentrate on like this metal bit here, you'll see the camera shift as they come past. I'll just play it one more time for you.
yeah. You're right. You're right. There's the noise and a camera shift, and that's right when
Yeah.
the object appeared.
Yeah. And Ben told me that he recorded for 10 minutes. Obviously, he just cut this bit out. But for 10 minutes he was recording, there was no wind at all. Obviously, some people have said that's a wind gust, but it'd have to be a pretty strong wind gust to move a camera like that.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to say that's a bug, and it looks like a bug, but combined with the weird sound and the camera movement, I mean, I'm inclined to think something more anomalous happened. So I'm sure
Definitely
a
I am,
lot of
yeah.
viewers will disagree, but that's a really interesting clip. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, I can't wait to see your crop circle footage and you know what you were able to capture at this crop circle.
Yeah, so some really good one. In fact, let's go over it right now. I've got one for you, Jack. I mentioned that I like recording devs because they do appear when I record her, right? So um, I've got a clip for you that I could show you where she's walking towards the crop circle, and that happens. Uh,
Yeah, is she an experiencer of any sort?
um, she's just got a really strong sense,
Okay.
a sense of everything. That's just the only way I can describe it. And yeah, she seems to attract these things just as much as me. She just very visually she can see them as well. You know, like she's got a good eye for them, and she knows when they're around. So
Huh. So
it's
a little bit
helpful.
more sensitive. I'm
Yeah.
not sensitive at all. I know some people that are super sensitive to this stuff, and I am not. I'm always jealous of those people.
I think it's one of those things. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and that's all it's going to take, Jack. It's just once, and
Well, I
that
mean,
will
I've
be
had
it.
some cool experiences. I mean, I'm very lucky to have been blessed by some cool experiences. But as far as being sensitive to the phenomenon or to, anything,
Sure.
energy, whatever, uh, I can tap into it, but I can't sense it.
Oh, the one I was
Like,
going to show you.
and Reiki people were doing, Reiki on each other, and we were all doing Reiki on each other, and some people were able to sense what was going on in somebody else's body. They say,
Sure.
"Oh, well, your liver's having a bad day. You need to be working on your, adrenals or whatever." And could not get any of that. I could do the Reiki, I could, use the energy, but I could not sense anything. There are just certain people though that are really gifted and real tapped into that sort of thing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Some people more so than even the ones that can just see the basics. Some people have gone beyond that, and I think that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy for most people. But the whole topics just get stranger and stranger the more you go into it. Jack, I'm just sending over the one I want to because it's actually on my phone here. All good? Okay. So
Yeah, looks good.
this is one of the videos that me and Debs recorded during one of our visits at Sutton Venie. And as you can see, like this big mound, this big hill, it actually is far bigger than it looks on camera. And for someone to get to this area from up here would be a mission and a half. They'd be rolling down that hill with their boards and string, and there'd be no chance they'd get down and get up in time and make it safely anyway and not be seen. But yeah, I mean, I think there's houses behind here as well. It makes it even harder. Um, so yeah, anyway, this is the first real tag in that we get, and it goes past Debs, of course. So I'll just play the clip. So there, straight over the top.
It's not wings, it's plasma you're seeing, footage slowed by 90%. Yeah, I know that's Robert's idea is that the wings are actually plasma jets.
There you go. That I'll just that's yeah, that just happened. So that object that's just come across the sky has just dipped straight into the crops in front of me.
Okay, yeah, let's play that again.
Yeah, still at the same speed, 10% of the original speed. So um, you can imagine how fast that's just happened. But yeah, let's just go back
Did
to
you
that.
have a normal speed?
I've still got the file somewhere, yeah, so I can zap it up to the normal speed or and replay it. I think I probably should just analyze everything because I've done so many videos and but yeah, dives down straight down. Just incredibly fast. And that one almost looked like it was going more trans medium as it was getting closer to me, because it was quite clear to see in the sky. There's another one. It looks like it's got white wings, right? But it's just white plasma jets on a black object. And it does that. I mean, just going back, and we'll get another one in a second, but just going back, it does that length of the field in no time at all, you know, no time at all. Um, and that's really impressive. It's really, really impressive.
Yeah, it might be helpful to see it in full speed so we can see how
That
fast it
was it.
really is
Yeah,
going.
that was it in full speed.
That okay, okay, all right, I missed it.
Yeah.
It was going so fast, I
It,
missed it.
it's easy to miss, right? So it plays in full speed first, and then it repeats in slow motion.
Okay, this is the slow mo, right?
No, it is the slow mo now. Yeah. So if I go back frame by frame, you'll see it. You'll see. So this is slow mo right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any zoom ins or enhancements of whatever that is?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same object that I showed you alongside the snaky one on the right
Okay.
hand side.
Okay. All
It's
right.
exactly
Gotcha.
like they're all pucks, or dragon UAP. Let me just go back 5 seconds and find the moment where they move. There you go. So there it is, right there. And this is
Eh,
now the real time.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at the jumps it's taking.
Yeah, no, it's booking along. It really is.
Yeah. So I'll just play it now. It's right here, right now. I'll just play it. That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right. Going
It
pretty
done the
fast.
field in that time. Yeah. So then I slow it down, and obviously that's what you end up with. You know,
Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
get another
Can
one.
we see the zoom in again?
Well, we do another one now, and I zoom in.
Okay. Okay.
So that's Debs,
Hey,
and
Debs.
there I'll just play that again for you because again, the real time happens so fast, and then I slow it down, and you get the image. But this is why it's so hard to pick up. It really is. They're just so fast. So it comes in
Beautiful
right below.
day.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful day hanging out in a crop circle
So
with
we
whatever
actually
that
stayed
is.
we
I
stayed the
mean,
night
that
on
looks like a
campus.
bug, but it's too far away to be a bug. Um,
I mean, also the plasma jets are facing like the way it's going. So it
okay.
doesn't even look like the wings are, you know,
Yeah.
technically from that angle, we'd only see one set of wings, right? Unless it was kind of like that. But they're like this in front of the object and it's going like like
Yeah. Yeah. I, I would love to see like a, professional, analyst like, Scott Roeder or somebody,
yeah.
go over this footage and see if they could tell what's what.
But there's
Uh,
one video. There's one video I would love anyone to analyze, Jack. Anyone. And I'll put my channel on the line. I will go so far as to say that if someone can debunk it, like properly debunk it, not just guess, I would quit my channel. I would give this up 100%. And I've been asking people since I started, come and debunk this, but I don't think anyone serious enough has really looked at it. Um, it's got these objects in it. It's got orbs. It's got a white object that's shooting those orbs out at stupid speeds. It's got energy pockets or portals opening up in the sky either side of this thing. It's got everything we need to say that there's life out there.
I want to see that
Everything.
footage. That sounds amazing.
I'll do it for you right now. I'll do it if you want to see it. I'll do it for you right now. I'll do the
Let's
enhanced
do it.
show you. Let's do it. This is the one. This is the one that I show on my channel every now and then, and I do it because I want people that are recording the skies to remember that what they are capturing does matter. It is the real deal. And when you've got these hockey pucks flying around with a white object that can do this stuff, it puts it all to bed. All any doubters, it just puts it all to bed. And I guess the reason why I want to encourage it because I think if we had 200,000 cameras in the sky in one day, what would we capture? It would be madness. And the people like me
Oh
and
yeah.
you want to see this stuff.
If everybody were filming, it would be crazy.
It'd
We
be
would get so
crazy,
much
right?
evidence.
Disclosure would happen in a week.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I got it up. Okay, so this was taken in Newtown, Wales, by the lady that convinced me to make a channel in the first place. Okay, she's a special woman. She had a soul swap at 38 years of age. just dropped dead outside a shop, just outside a store. Woke up, didn't recognize her body. She was allergic to the sunlight. She couldn't eat certain foods. It was a crazy time. Okay, she's in her 60s now. So she's
Uh,
managed to heal herself and learn a lot. Um, she can remote view as well, which is quite handy.
yeah, I hear stories of the walk-ins, the spirits that come
Mm.
in and
The-
take
yeah,
over a body, sometimes during a near-death experience or something like that. And
yeah.
the original soul just says, "Okay, I'm done." Somebody else, let's tag team this sucker, and somebody else comes in and takes over. And
Well, apparently this was a pre-agreed thing. She learned later on that it was pre-agreed, and she's the kindest soul, just wants to help people, and she has done for free. She doesn't charge for the help she gives, and she's helped loads of people. So, um, yeah, I when I met her, it was just weird. Like I'd just lost my dad, and I was really looking for answers, and I asked her a few questions, and she was just so bang on. And then she said, you should create a channel, and then she said to me, I'm going to go to Wales and see my son-in-law. I'm going to capture you a UFO for your channel. And I was like, yeah, all right. Okay, then whatever. Um, and it's this video. It's the best video I've still got to this day. This is the one. So
okay, okay, all
we'll,
right.
we'll go through it. I'll play it for you just in real time, and then I'll explain it and do the edits that I need to do to show you what I need to show you because it's worth it. Um, okay. So at the time, I didn't really realize that all these black objects most of them were UAP. Didn't realize that. Um, I thought one or two might be. So this white object comes into view now, and it's flying up and up and up, and they don't know what this is.
Could be a dragon.
Lots of dragons. So
So the original object is at a plane.
yeah, yeah. Originally, he was just filming a plane,
Okay, so we're
and
looking
then
at a
that comes
plane, and
into
then a
view.
potential dragon comes along, a dragon UFO.
I mean, I mean, for me, I didn't know at the time, but now I'm like, there's about 20 dragons up there. I mean, if you go through it little by little, there's so many shooting out this white plasma
Okay,
uh,
all right. Can
surrounding
we
this
see
thing.
that?
Yeah, of course, I'm going to get into it now. So it's very difficult to see just looking at the original, but this is why we need an analyst on this, Jack. And I encourage you to find someone who's going to look at it seriously. So going into the video. And I will get a few stops before I explain the big stuff, right? Um, you can actually see white orbs as well traveling up there with this thing. It's very, I appreciate it's quite hard to see, but I need to use this player to do enhancements in a minute because I'm going to show you the portals up there because they're up there. You just can't see them in this contrast. That's all it is. Um, So yeah, there's when this white object comes into view, you'll see a translucent orb coming from up here, and it will meet it. Okay, so that's once you spot that, you'll start seeing a lot more.
Okay, planes coming in.
Yeah, white objects coming in now. There it is. So
All right.
that's a Dragon UAP there, believe it or not. And this white object here, at first I thought it was like a jellyfish, but I've seen them in East Texas as well. Footage came in around the same time. And anyway, that's a different story. But as this thing comes in, surrounded by the Dragon UAP, see this white orb here?
Mm-hmm.
It meets it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Now, really important this bit. I'm going to just go back 2 seconds. Have a look on the left side here. It's going to be very faint. I'm going to do the contrast change in a second, but check this out.
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
See that portal opening up or energy pocket? Now, there's three of those in the sky, and I can demonstrate them relatively well. And as you look closer, and I've done all the zoom ins and stuff, the Dragon UAP are aiming for the center of these energy pockets.
Okay. All
It's,
right.
yeah, crazy stuff. So I'm going to just change the contrast.
Yeah, I can see another orb on the left there.
Yeah, I've got to change it as it's playing so that I get the right. Okay, I'm just going to explain this because we're here. But um, as soon as they both realize where the object is, like once they regain sight of it, this thing vanishes. It vanishes and then reappears at the top of the screen once they zoom out. Because basically he loses sight of it because it vanishes. He comes back out to try and find it again, and it reappears. So this thing is working very intelligently. I didn't know all this straight away, but I was first to look at it on a big screen and do all this, and I just had the shock of my life. So again, we're at this point where this white object's coming in, the white orb's coming down to meet it, right? Check the right hand side out. Sorry, the left hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting MH370 flashbacks. I don't think I want to be in a plane surrounded by three orbs or whatever. That's
There's another one
probably
here as
not
well.
something you should aim for.
Yeah, there's another one here and another one up here. See the lines? Just very faint, but
Yeah. Yeah, I see
they're
it.
turning in the sky. You know, they're
Yeah.
actually turning in the sky, and that is a really really big moment. Just before it disappears, it fires out an orb or
Okay.
an
Okay.
object, and this is where nothing that we have does this apart from maybe an F1 fighter jet firing a missile or something, and it does not do it that fast and make no noise. Um, boom! It was quick.
Yeah,
I
I missed it. I missed it.
I'll slow it down because
Don't
I'm gonna,
blink, guys.
yeah, I'll slow it down.
Yep. Yeah. I saw it. I saw it.
It does this about 5 or 6 times in this clip. You didn't even notice it fired one in the original, you know, but it does it 5 or 6 times during this clip, and it's surrounded. It's surrounded by these energy pockets. It's surrounded by these hockey pucks,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and this is where,
That's wild. That's a great video, man. I love that.
yeah, and this is one of 12 videos that came in from Wales that month. 12,
Hmm.
all different locations, and another one from this very guy, this same chap, Karen and her son-in-law. He sent me one the previous day, and I'll have to. It's annoying because the file is on my tower PC right here, and that just blew up like 2 weeks ago. So I've got to try and save that. But
Yeah, no, I love it. Yes, send me some
yeah,
more of those.
oh, absolutely. But this one's got an energy pocket that appears in the sky, just like those ones. But it's like vibrating in the sky. And then as I zoom in on it, you see the hockey pucks just aiming for it, just right down the center of it. It's incredible. And that was the day before. So he's obviously gone out again, filmed, and caught this white object doing this. So I'm there in like, what's the 5th of now? So I'm there on the 14th. So
yeah,
can't wait. 9 days.
okay, that's awesome, man. Well, is there any more to this clip? Should we continue with the crop circle stuff? I think you have some stuff at night as well, right?
Yes, I do. You with me, Jack?
I'm with you. All right, looking good. Oh, look at
All
that
right.
beautiful light from a camera.
Yeah. So I turned it off quickly because I saw a flash in the sky, and I wanted to just get the light clearly. So there you go. It's just appeared. Uh,
Okay, so that's the UFO, and you said it was appearing for hours, right? Like
yeah.
on and
No,
off.
I don't know what it was because there are military around this area as well. Um, but it was just there, and it was like like those torches. You can just turn, and it gets brighter and brighter, and then you turn it back the other way, and it dims down. It was like that, but it got so bright, it was lighting up both sides of the hill. You know, um, and that white light just kept appearing.
Oh, okay, so it just went out.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was happening for 3 hours, just into the
Nice,
night.
nice.
Um, the white blinky we just saw there, there was also a random red one which was appearing in this direction and over the crop circle, and there was a random blue one as well that was appearing. So I couldn't get it all on camera because it was just sporadic, like one or two times it happened, and but that wasn't the freakiest thing, believe it or not. And I couldn't record it on the camera I was using, but at around 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 maybe, we looked up and it was like a strobe light was going off in the sky. It was just blinking white all across the whole sky, to the point where Debs was almost ready to jump in her car because we had all this going on, right? And then the whole sky starts lighting up.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
freaky.
Me, I was like ready to go have lunch with these things. I was like,
Right, right.
I was ready to just go, let's find the source, let's go. But she was freaking out, so I was like trying to stay reserved and just film, but I couldn't capture any of it with the camera I had. So it was
You
just
know,
like,
I
let's
went on a
experience
Skywatch
it.
a few weeks ago and I was trying to film a little bit and it's difficult to film at night. I don't know
Yeah.
what camera are you using? You're able to get something. You're better than what I got.
Well, I'm confident with the Samsung range, just a mobile phone.
Just a
Um,
mobile. Okay. Okay.
yeah, the Samsung
I'm
range
using an
seems to do it for
iPhone,
me.
but it's an older model.
Yeah, I mean Samsung 11 and up, you'll do all right. I think that Wales clip was taken with a iPhone 11. So
Yeah,
if
I've got a 10,
yeah, 10
but
should be okay.
it
But
was not getting the night stuff. Well, look
it's
at that.
difficult.
That's the UFO. That is amazingly bright.
It was really, really bright, and it was lighting up that hillside, which was a long, long hill. It was massive, you
And
know.
I love how it's just so bright and then just going right off. That's just incredible.
So that's why I muted it because me and Debs and we were freaking out. We were freaking out, and rightly so, right? Rightly so.
Yeah, 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 hell yeah.
I,
I'd
kn-
be freaking out too.
I did say to her, let's get in the crop circle right now. You know, maybe there's a chance we'll meet one. She just wasn't having it that night. So maybe it happened
So
one
where
other
are
night.
you at this point? You're not actually in the crop circle, you're nearby.
We are literally there's a car park just outside the field where the crop circle is,
Okay,
and it's on the land on the farmer's land. So we was camping there, and we had a good view of over the field. You couldn't see the crop circle, but it was over the field, right?
gotcha.
This was all happening to the left of us, so a full like sort of 90-degree, and you've got a whole nother field way over in the distance and a whole nother hill. And that's where this was happening. So we ignored the crop circle for the most part because it was all going on towards the left of us on this night. And yeah, we it was strange. And the night I just did, so this Thursday just gone was the fourth night I've done. And this time we was concentrating over here. We saw the same orange light, but it wasn't exactly in the same spot. It was more sort of closer towards the crop circle, but not quite over it. And then we definitely had some, I thought it was military activity because we had a red light, we had two red lights and a green light, and they were hovering in a formation. I've got that on camera, but I just I haven't put the footage out there yet. And there was no noise, Jack, no noise. And I'm sat
So
there going,
not a helicopter, not a plane.
not a and 2 o'clock in the morning, three
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, this is going on. So if it is military, what the hell are they doing, first of all?
Right.
And
Right.
second of all, why couldn't I hear anything? You know, like it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I've spent a lot of time at this place, and I've seen helicopters and planes go past, and you hear them before you see them.
Right.
So
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
yeah, for me, I just don't get it. Doesn't add up. And then the part of me is now thinking maybe the military involved with these crop circles, and maybe they're making contact, and this is what this is, and it's just all hush hush.
I
Like,
like that theory. Crop circles are a way for the phenomenon to communicate with the military or the military to communicate with the phenomenon or something like that.
and they're out
Some
here at night doing something they don't want the public to see because they're doing it at stupid o'clock in the morning. So
it could be something like that. It would.
that's where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, I
You
don't
would
know.
think that the ETs would be a little bit more direct with the you know the secret programs than that, but
It
maybe not.
depends if there's factions, I guess, and if they've got to tiptoe themselves around getting the information to us. Or
I like
like,
that. I like
there's so
that.
many
So
different scenarios,
there
isn't
maybe
there?
there's one nefarious group working directly with the secret programs, and then
Mhm.
there's one that's trying to be a little bit more subtle
Well,
or
that's
something, maybe.
the message I get from other people. You know, like remote viewers like Courtney Brown. I'm not sure if you've got any views on him, but I watch everyone, right, silently. And I know remote viewing is a real thing, so I take everything with a pinch of salt, but I take it on board, and then I start maybe connecting dots when I need to. And being at a crop circle surrounded by military bases kind of makes me want to look at it. Um,
I would love for a remote viewer to take a look at your hockey pucks, or this guy right here. I think that's a fantastic target for a remote viewing, or any good crop circle. I would love to see a remote viewing of. I'm not
yeah.
offhand aware of much in the way of remote viewing of crop circles. Um, are you? Can you think of offhand of any good remote viewings of crop circles?
I mean, the one I know, she's only just sort of she's only just expanding on this ability, and I don't think she can do it. But trying to go somewhere specific is still a practice. Apparently, I don't know anything about how this all works. I hope I'm gonna learn something in 9 days' time, right? Because I'm spending a few days in a caravan with her, gonna try and learn some stuff and capture some things, right? So, um, I would love to see a remote viewer. You would have thought one would be done right by now, right? You would have thought they would have looked at a crop circle and gone,
I'm
let's see how that
sure
was
there
made.
is. Surely there is. I just offhand, I'm not coming up with one. I'll have to dig into that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
got to be.
So,
There's got to be. As for Courtney Brown, I used to follow him a lot with Farsight. Back when
yeah.
Dick Algier and Daz Smith were with Farsight. But when they left Farsight, I followed them instead of staying with Farsight.
Right.
They would do crypto viewing, and now they're with future forecasting, and they have a great team over there. And then Daz has his own team, Hellfire, and they all do great remote viewings. And Courtney has kind of gotten into the prison planet thing, and he's kind of gone in a very particular direction
Mm.
with his organization, and that all their viewings seem to reinforce his views, and so it makes me
Mm.
a little, you know,
Yeah. Same.
yeah, yeah.
Same. I mean, do you believe that they were contacting ETs since the 90s? Do you think that's a
You mean Harvey?
I mean, his team,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
those guys, whoever it was that was apparently they've been making contact since the 90s, late 90s, and
I think remote viewers make contact all the time with entities.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
for
just
sure.
a normal run of events. But if you mean like a specific entity,
I think
like
specifically for
Harvey,
disclosure
that
purposes, yeah.
Courtney is said to be working with, what would are you following the Harvey story?
Um, as much as I can follow any story at the moment, it's crazy. I try and take in what I can, but do you know what? I'm meeting so many people on this road as well. Like just 2 days ago, when I was at the crop circle, did a day's work for the farmer, just looking after the visitors as they came in. There's still people visiting, by the way. It's great. They love the fact that the farmer's kept it open and he wants people to go and see it because he believes now that it's something phenomenal. It's not just something that. Anyway, yeah, I met like a best-selling author from Sweden who's been looking at these crop circles, and uh, Ross Coulthard. I've met one of his friends.
Yeah, yeah.
He's apparently going to have Ross over for dinner in 2 or 3 weeks, and I said, "Hey, get me Ross's details. I want to contact him." He's like, "Yeah, sure, man, no problem. Thank you so much for keeping this open." Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we're meeting all sorts of characters, and it's just this subject brings those people together. Like I'm meeting people are flying from Sweden, France, Poland to come and see these circles. There is genuine interest, and a lot of them are like, "What? You're filming UFOs over them?" They didn't, that no one knows about these things, as far as I'm concerned. Like, apart from you guys over in the States and a few people here, it's really like people are just they don't even
Crop
know.
circles are amazing. Do you have any more footage, or should we stop sharing the screen? Okay, okay. Man, that was incredible. I think the crop circles are amazing. I do think that is some form of communication with the phenomenon. I mean, clearly, it's a form of communication. I've seen theories that it could be the ETs trying to give us ideas about like free energy
Yeah,
and various technological ideas that they are showing a 2D representation of a 3D or 4D or 5D concept, and that's what we're seeing is this cross section of a much more complicated concept, and
yeah,
and then they are relating things like free energy and so on, and I
right.
think that's a good, that's as strong as possibility as anything I've seen. I don't have a better idea. Do you have any better ideas what these things are for?
You know, whatever they are for, I mean, me personally, and I again, there's no real. The only evidence I've got is that I've seen these things coming in and out of the ground, in and out of the oceans with no resistance. Right? I think everyone's aware of that. The Pentagon admit that, like they're aware of this, right? So I think they're from the Earth, and I think they've been around for a long time. I think Egyptian text and scribings and carvings pretty much depict these things. I'm sure I've seen a stone carving of what looked like a hockey puck with like something inside with an elongated head, much like the Nazca mummies, just much smaller. And they're already small, right? Um, so this would be like this big, and I've actually captured, well, not me personally, but Maggie Walsh over in Australia. She was filming over power lines because I asked her to, right? Like I wanted to know if these things were going not only over the houses, but over the power lines.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she captures a pod going over a power line and it's got a small ET in there, or what looks like an ET with an elongated head. Do you want to see the picture?
Yeah, let's see this bad
Yeah,
boy.
let's do it. And
No,
so
I don't want to see a picture of a pod and an ET and a no, I don't like that kind of thing, Rob.
okay, let's share this with you. So again, you guys can just search Australia and you'll find this on my channel. If you search the word Australia, the video's there somewhere. So this thing flew over some power lines, and you can see here it's got like an elongated head, a small
Okay.
neck,
I'm trying to make
body.
sense of that. What is that big white thing? Is that the pod?
That's the plasma that's coming off it in the moment.
Is there a way we can see the video this comes from? I'm trying to
I
picture this thing
I
flying
won't have
over a
the
power
original.
line.
Yeah, I won't have the original clip on the laptop, and the PC's gone bang. So it's the video's on my channel. You just got to search Australia, and you'll find it in one of those. It would, likely it would have been around the winter time,
Okay.
November,
Okay.
January.
All right. Well, I guess we
Um,
have to go check that out because I want to know what this thing is from anyway.
it's not the first image, Jack, of strange images. I've I've captured not I've not captured, but I found an alligator inside an object flying over Australia.
What? Alligator. Do you have pictures of the alligator?
Again, you'll have to get this was it. This was like winter time, man. So I don't have all the files on this
Oh, you're a
laptop, but
tease. All right, we're gonna have to go to
it's
Rob's
there.
channel, go
It's
to
all there.
Undercover ET
I
UK.
can I can show you some more though. I can show you some more. Um, so this one, oh, this is brilliant.
I want to see the alligator. Alligator
So
flying
this,
a UFO. That sounds awesome. Is that like a reptilian? Because there are
um,
reptilians that are said to have the elongated heads. Now, what the hell is that thing? It looks like a eye
with
whirlpool. What is
what's
that?
in can you see
What?
what's in the middle?
Uh, looks like an eye or a whirlpool. I is that? I have no idea what I'm looking at, Rob.
Okay, so this was hovering over a housing estate in Cardiff, Wales. Okay, it was there for like 5, 6 minutes, and it was in the air and it was just morphing, constantly moving like this. And I had to stop it frame by frame and take snippet after snippet and enhance every photo. And here we have a pod with plasma, the white plasma haze around it. and inside we've got a person looking out of what looks like a window.
Okay. Okay. So you think that's a
Uh,
being we're seeing looking out of some sort of a window or opening?
Potentially, yeah, it looks like there's a shoulder here and an arm or something, and then like a face, maybe even hair either side of her face or his face. Whatever this is, could be Jesus. Who knows? Um, I don't know what to tell you, except some Welsh guy stepped out of his house and went, "What the hell is that?" and filmed for like 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd like to see that video. Okay.
again, it's a
Okay. Is
just
that is
search
that
Wales
also
on
on
the
your channel?
yeah, search Wales on the channel. It's incredible, and it's just continuous. Like there's so many of these type of craft that we're capturing, and because they're emitting plasma or some type of high electricity, like in a cartoon, and the cartoon character will grab a pylon, and you'll see like a skeleton where they're going zzz, yeah, it's like that. They emit this plasma, and for a split moment, you get to see inside, and sometimes you see something that you would not expect, like an alligator or or a monkey with a beak. I've got a monkey with a beak over Cambridgeshire. So, do you want to see that one?
I no, no, not if no, yeah, no, that's okay. No, okay, not if it's another tease. But okay, all right. But everybody go check out the monkey with a beak. And Rob, thank you so much for your time and sharing your stories and your videos with us. Everybody go check out his channel, Undercover ET UK. And of course, he's got that major upcoming thing that we're all going to be checking out.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that. And yeah, please come and tell us about it and everything else. Any final thoughts or anything that I'm leaving out?
Um, Not really, but just a message from me, I guess, from me to you and from me to your audience and anyone else who finds this. Record the skies. Prove me wrong. I mean, I would love to be proved wrong because then I can just stop this and get back to normal life. And you as a channel creator yourself, this don't pay well in the early days, right? And I'm having to try and do this full time because I can't think of anything more important to do right now than to study this topic. I just ask for the world to record, prove it to themselves, and maybe if enough of us do that, we'll capture something that the world just cannot deny. And I think it's guaranteed to happen. It's guaranteed to happen.
Well, I really respect what you're doing, Rob. Actually getting out there and collecting the evidence and going into the field, and that's what's so important.
Yeah.
And so thank you for doing that, and I can't wait to see what you bring us next, whether it's beaked monkeys or alligators or uh, hockey
It's the
pucks
people's
or
ev it's the people's evidence. I've captured sources out of this window myself. If you could click on my live videos, you'll see the sources and the hockey pucks and everything. But the crazy stuff that I'm showing you, that's coming from Australia, Cambridgeshire, Surrey, Wales. It's come from the people. So if you guys film, we're going to get more, and we're going to be able to show you guys. 'Cause I'm not going to hide a thing. That's my promise. So yeah.
I love it, Rob. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jack. I appreciate it, mate. You take care.
All right, thank you.